For centuries, people along the Pacific Northwest have whispered about something lurking beneath the waves. Not a shark, not a whale, something long, something alive, something that shouldn't exist. They call it Cadborosaurus. But if the legends are true, why hasn't it been caught? Or has it? Imagine you're standing on the cold, rocky shoreline of British Columbia in the late 1800s. Fishermen pull in their nets, glancing nervously at the water. They whisper in Chinook and English, trading stories of a serpent that coils beneath the surface. It isn't just talk. These men know what the sea can do, what real danger looks like. And this isn't normal. They call it Caddy, short for Cadborosaurus, after Cadboro Bay near Victoria, where sightings were common. It's described as 30 to 50 feet long, serpent-like, but with something almost mammalian about its head. Long neck, large eyes, and strangest of all, some witnesses swear it had flippers, not just coils. Almost like a creature caught between two worlds, reptile and mammal. But here's where the story deepens. This isn't just a modern myth. Long before the name Cadborosaurus existed, indigenous coastal tribes spoke of water serpents, creatures with elongated bodies, capable of capsizing canoes, and demanding respect. For these communities, the sea was alive, spiritual, and dangerous. They believed these beings were omens, sometimes of good fortune, sometimes of death. When European sailors arrived, they dismissed these stories as superstition, until they started seeing something themselves. Throughout the 1800s, logbooks recorded monstrous serpents slithering through the waves off Alaska, British Columbia, and even down to California. Were these all tall tales, or is there something more? Something? Fast forward to Naden Harbor Whaling Station 1937. Workers are cutting open a massive whale, pulling out stomach contents. Then they freeze. Inside the whale is a 10-foot-long creature unlike anything they'd ever seen. Long neck, strange flippers, a head that looks almost like a camel's. They take photographs. They measure it. Newspapers explode with headlines about a sea monster inside a whale. But then it vanishes. The carcass is never preserved. The photographs, rare, grainy, debated to this day. Was this proof of Cadborosaurus, or a bizarre case of misidentification? Maybe a shark fetus, or an oarfish mangled by digestion? Here's the problem. Scientists never examined the remains, so now it's locked in legend. You'd think this story would fade into history. It hasn't. From Alaska to California, reports of Caddy keep surfacing, even in the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Fishermen claim to see long, undulating shapes trailing their boats. Tourists snap blurry photos of neck-like protrusions breaking the surface. And yet, just like Nessie, there's never been a body, never been definitive proof. So what are we dealing with? The theories. Let's break it down. A real cryptid. Could Cadborosaurus be a living species unknown to science? Its description doesn't match any modern marine animal, but the ocean is vast. We've explored less than 20% of it. The coelacanth, a prehistoric fish thought extinct for 65 million years, was discovered alive in 1938. Could Caddy be another Lazarus species? Prehistoric survivor. The most popular theory? Caddy is a plesiosaur, a marine reptile from the time of dinosaurs. But here's the catch. Plesiosaurs were cold-blooded reptiles. Could they survive in frigid northern waters for millions of years? Misidentifications. Skeptics argue it's nothing more than basking sharks. Their decomposed carcasses mimic a serpent shape. Or giant oarfish, which can reach 50 feet and move like ribboned ghosts through the water. Something else entirely. This is where it gets weird. Some cryptozoologists speculate it could be an evolved mammal, something that split off millions of years ago and adapted to deep ocean life. Why it endures. Maybe that's the real mystery, not whether Caddy exists, but why this legend refuses to die. Canadian culture has embraced it. Victoria hosts themed events, and Caddy even appears in tourism campaigns. Just like Nessie, it's part of the identity of the Pacific Northwest. So is it real, or just a story we want to believe? Final twist. Imagine this. A creature older than our species, gliding silently through black ocean trenches, surfacing only when hunger or instinct calls. We've mapped Mars better than Earth's oceans. If Caddy is real, it could still be out there, watching ships pass in the night. So tell me this. If you had one day to prove or debunk Cadborosaurus, where would you start? The depths or the archives?